What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Tai Chi to the People from Justice for Hire. And I am Coach Jan Lucanis, former captain and coach of the U.S. Tai Chi Push Hands team. Tai Chi is a huge part of my life, and I love sharing it. And Justice for Hire is the first crowdsourced cinematic universe. It is a show that we're producing with the community, and it is also an app which you can access through justiceforhire.app and join that show. Every piece of video content that you make, you create your own character. You can be a hero or a villain or a client that hires heroes or villains, and it's pretty amazing stuff. And this is almost a year where we're going to celebrate our year anniversary next week for this Tai Chi to the People experience. But anybody can train. You don't have to be part of the Justice for Hire community. But we love offering this to the community. I love offering this to the community. And it's a bunch of people watch on YouTube, and I think that's awesome too. So if you are on YouTube and you watch this, feel free to ask questions. Anybody is always welcome to ask questions at any given time, or leave comments, help make certain concepts, and et cetera, that I might share better. That is one major theme of my Tai Chi channel on YouTube. This will be on the Justice for Hire channel and the My Tai Chi, Coach Jan's Tai Chi YouTube channel. But I am a major proponent of each one teaches one. So, I have unique experience to offer, but I also am always seeking to improve. So if you ever have a note, especially I love the details, like the detailed notes are the ones that I'm really most interested in, whether they're detailed questions or detailed observations or even suggestions that are very detailed. I like to share the details because that's how we all deepen our understanding. So with that said, today we are going to continue the 12 yin set of Nei Kung. And when I say continue, I mean that we finished the 12th exercise, and you'll find all of those. I'm actually creating a little playlist once we're done in about 1 week. Next week will be the last one we need to do. To complete the 12 yin set. We did not do exercises 1, 2, and 3 for a reason, and nor did I do the transitions. So today we're going to do exercise number 2, which looks like one of the easiest exercises, but in fact has a lot to do with breath work and visualization. You can do it seated or standing, and it's called Embracing the One. Before we get to Embracing the One, we're going to of course, do our warm-ups. So, and this is the 12 yin set of Nei Kung from the Wu style of Tai Chi. Nei Kung is 1/3 of the Tai Chi system. Qi Gong is a much broader categorization, which includes Tai Chi. And we're going to warm up some really basic breathing exercises, breathwork, visualization, body mechanic exercises in Tai Chi. It's going to be great. So, love you, and let's start. You're going to have your feet shoulder length apart and parallel. That said, let me see. I'm just going to expand this window for a second because I can't see myself the way I would like to. There we go. Push myself a little bit farther back, give myself a little more room, and then you can see more too. There we go. So you're going to stand with your feet shoulder length apart, parallel. If you are seated, I'll bring a chair here. If you are sitting down, you're going to do the opposite of what I'm going to ask anyone standing to do. So if you're standing, imaginary string lifts you from the top of the head, and you're going to feel relaxation cascade down the spine to drop the tailbone straight down. That's the point that I'm referring to when I say opposite. You're going to do the tailbone straight down if you're standing. That'll help to remove unnecessary tension in the spine, which would cause you to stick out your butt, holding tension in the lower back that's really not required for you to hold the posture. So you want to minimize that tension and optimize your use of energy, which includes better circulation because there's less tension holding that circulation. If you are sitting, you're going to push the sit bones into the ground. So notice how I'm coming forward. It looks like I'm sticking out my chest, but I'm not. I'm just coming forward because look, when you sit down, look at this little curve right here. Oftentimes people sit and their lower back curves inward. So now there's no flex in the lower back, but it's rolled forward so that the muscles become so soft and don't necessarily support the spine, the base of the spine. So, which causes back issues, etc., especially if you're sitting for long hours on a computer etc. So you're going to push the sit bones into the ground. The sit bones are, as layman's terms, for the area when you sit down on your butt, you'll feel the bones touching, the two bones touching in the chair are making contact with the pressure, or with the surface of the chair. Obviously, you have skin, so it's not bone to chair, but those points are called the sit bones, and you're going to push them into the chair, which means that the hip will roll downward into the chair, and you're going to allow yourself, so you still have the imaginary string, relaxation cascades downward, and with that relaxation, you're going to inform the body that relaxed structure, super important concept, relaxed structure is important. So you're relaxed, but you're not limp. So you push the sit bones forward. I'm gonna make one little adjustment so you can see this a little bit more. You push it forward, moving my arm so you can see the light. Push it forward, and now my back is straight down. So I still achieve the same concept of standing up, dropping the tailbone down. Same thing. I go over this in seated punches, a video I have called Seated Punches. And so if you need to sit for any or all of these exercises, do what I just suggested the entire time. Otherwise, we're going to make adjustments to our stance while you're standing. So palms facing down, special attention on the middle finger of each hand, mouth closed, tongue on the ceiling of the mouth, all the breathing through the nose, and very subtle tension in your anus. Very, very subtle. Very, very subtle. With the tongue placed gently on the ceiling of the mouth, you're going to inhale into and use your belly to pump the breath in, to pull it in. Rather than the lungs, using the muscles up here, you want to use the base. So you want the belly, breathe like a baby, so it's also called. Use the belly, and you want to be even more specific than a baby. You want to be focusing on the lower dantian, more specifically, which is specifically located 3 finger lengths below the belly button or 2 inches below. You're going to inhale and into that point, and it's not out here, it's actually in the center of the body. So when you inhale and the belly inflates, or you use the entire belt and it all inflates, which we'll get to, the color visualization is going to be in the center, on your center line of your body. Remember that imaginary string we created? So that imaginary string has all of your chakras aligned, all of your energy points aligned on it in this part of your body. So it's going to be really important for you to breathe the lower dantian. There are 3 dantians in Kung Fu that are emphasized, Kung Fu and Tai Chi, lower, middle, upper. And the lower dantian is the 2nd chakra in yoga. So you inhale to that point, see the color gather. Exhale, wash the color down the arms and the palms and the fingertips. You might ask, what is the color? Well, the color is the visualization you give to the breath. You use the belly to pump. You use obviously, when you inhale into the belly, the air is stopping in your lungs. But you want to use the sensation of the breath coming into the lungs to catalyze a visualization. The visualization is a vehicle for your attention. So as you catalyze the visualization in your lower dantian, the belly, you see and feel and experience that color gathering here. And then you exhale, see, feel, and experience as the breath pushes out of your nose. You're using that sensation to catalyze the color going up and then down the arms to the palms and fingertips. So you inhale, draw the color into the belly. Exhale to the palms and fingertips. This posture is called gilded pillar, and there's a lot of details here. Again, we did the string lifting from the head, tailbone drops. The hips should feel like a bowl of water, meaning that they don't spill in any direction, left or right. It's very balanced. Same on the chair. Once you find your posture, allow that to be your balanced bowl of water in the hips. That's what you want to make sure you feel balanced at all times. The weight is on the heels mostly, rather than the center of the foot or ball of the foot or big toe. So you want to soften into the center of each heel. and soften the kneecaps. Notice that my height is changing slightly. I'm bouncing a little bit, boom. Slightly soften knees. So knees flex. And then you want to scan the body. Inhaling into the belly. And exhaling through the whole body. Scan head to toe, anywhere you might find unnecessary tension. Deep, exhale down. I'm not sure what's happening here. That was, sorry. You guys seeing me? What? Man. Huh. Hey guys, sorry about that. I wiped my computer clean. Wiped my computer clean, and I now have my phone connected to it. So it stopped because of a FaceTime call. So I apologize. That being said, we're gonna get right back to it. So palms facing down, imaginary strings on top of the head, tailbone down. And let's go into this. Exhale down the hands to palms and fingertips, dropping the hands down. Inhaling up. So once you've established your great posture, whether seated or standing, exhale, push the palms and fingertips, inhaling up. Interlace the fingers, exhaling down, soften the knees. Inhaling, stretching out the hips onto the toes, and exhaling down. We're going to do this again, but I'll do it seated. If you're seated, this is called uplifting heaven. If you are seated, keep the sit bones, remember, push into the ground, inhaling up. Breath lifts the wrist. Exhale, push the collar to the palms and fingertips. Inhaling up, interlace the fingers, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And again, inhaling up. This time, you're going to inhale even deeper. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Stretching out of the hips, through the shoulders, up, palms facing the ceiling, and the fingers remain interlaced, and exhaling down. We're going to stand back up because we're going to do, whether you do that seated or standing, the breath work remains the same. Inhaling up, breathing formula number 3. Action number 2. Inhaling even deeper, exhaling down, inhaling up. When I say these things, they are meant, the concept of inhale even deeper. Think about turning on a faucet, and that's your first part of your breath. So you turn on, let's say low, and then you want more pressure, so you turn on higher, and then it intensifies the water flow. That's how you want to feel in the lungs, and in the belly. Inhaling up, stage 1, belly inflating, and stage 2, inhaling even deeper and stronger. Exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. 3-stage inhalation now. Stage 1, even deeper. Now exhaling out, inhaling up, 1, inhaling deeper, 2, inhaling deeper, 3. So this is the 3-stage inhalation version. Take 1 breath, and then you push it out. Exhaling out. Take another breath, and then you intensify that breath. And then you make it even more intense. So that was a 3-stage inhalation. Let's do it one more time. Inhaling out. Exhale out. Push the color with the palms and fingertips. Wash that color out. Inhale again. Color washes from the fingertips into the belly. Inhaling deeper. Even deeper. Big breath. Exhaling out. And now 4-stage inhalation. This is going to come very much in handy for the Nei Kung you'll do later. Inhaling out 1. Even deeper 2. Even deeper 3. Even deeper 4. And exhaling out. The exhalation is just as long as the inhalation. Inhaling up. Even deeper. Even deeper. Even deeper. Big breath. The exhalation is just as long as the inhalation. Even longer. You want to go at your own pace. This breath work expands your lung capacity. Very, very important to do it at your capacity, because that's the only way that you're going to go as far as you can. And then you'll get stronger as the weeks go on. Lung capacity keeps getting stronger and stronger. You'll be able to hold more air, and you'll be able to use that in many aspects of living. So now let's widen the stance. If you're seated, you keep your stance the same, but you're going to do the same thing with the arms. Inhale and pull the hollow fists, these little gentle hollow fists. It looks like you're about to meditate, but you're a little bit more tucked in than a meditation position. So you have these gentle hollow fists, and you inhale and you put them right on the hips. We're also changing our stance now to a half horse stance. A half horse stance is shoulder length and a half apart. Again, if you're seated, stay the same. And once you have the posture, now look at my shoulders. Look at how pulling these arms back has caused some tension up here. Even if it's ever so slight, ever so subtle, it's a little bit of tension, which is tension up here too. So you want to soften all that out. And the way you do it is, rather than doing the drop that I just did, you're going to pin, intentionally pin, which means it's not a hard press against your hips, but you're going to use your intention to make sure that the hands stick to the hips. And then you're going to soften the elbows. When you soften the elbows, meaning that you just release the elbows, let them come forward, it'll soften the shoulder more. And that'll help you with the circulation. That'll help you be aware of how to soften tension in a particular area when it doesn't necessarily seem directly related. Someone might think, oh, I have to push my shoulders down, etc. You don't need to do that. You just think about the elbows and melting any tension away that's holding those elbows in. And then the hands stay on the hips. And this is called Dragonflips. It's head. It's the second warming up Nei Kung exercise. Inhale to the belly. Exhale. Pelvis rotates on the femur. I'll show this seat in a second as well. Inhale, breath pulls you to the side and up. Eyes on the belly button. Exhaling down. Inhaling, breath pulls you to the side and up. Exhaling. Inhale deep. The breath should feel like a rope that you're pulling in and then releasing. Inhaling deep. Breath pulls you up and exhaling. And switch. Exhale. Inhaling up. Exhale. Now, come up. Exhale, shift. I'm going to show this again for anybody who might be sitting down. And I recommend, even if you don't do these exercises sitting, I learned how to do these exercises when I was a teenager in multiple postures. So I would do them standing, but you can do them seated, you can do them lying down. I remember how valuable that was. There were some times where I would catch an injury from all the other martial arts I'm doing. And I'd be injured, I'm like, oh, I can't do this. But I'm like, oh, I can do it, because even if I'm lying down, I can sit up in bed and I can do something. And so I would do that. And it would be really helpful to know these little points. I push the sit bone into my bed, into the surface, etc., to be able to achieve the posture and to be able to do all these wonderful exercises. Even when I couldn't do something with a leg or a shoulder, etc., always very, very helpful to have options. And then you can teach them. I've had students on their deathbed, literally, and been able to train them with Tai Chi and how much that soothed them in the days before they passed. And to just be able to share your Tai Chi with anybody at any given time, I find to be a true way to deliver the gift. So if you have done the exercise, and let's do it seated down now, just to balance it all out. Inhale to the belly. Exhale. Push the sit bones on the ground. Inhale, hollow fist on the hips, and exhaling. Notice that I'm coming forward here, and this is going to be a stretch for the lower back. So take a look here. I'm going to hollow fist on the hips, relaxing the elbow, exhaling down. I'm only going as far as comfortable. I don't want to go too far. I don't want to lift my butt up, but I'm doing my best to keep my back straight. When I say straight, I don't mean pin straight with my chest forward, because that actually causes a flex in the upper back. I want to soften as much as possible. And then inhaling up. And if you're in a chair, obviously I have this seat back here. So I'm going to lift my chest up at the end. I'm going to compensate for not being able to go back. And I'm going to lift my chest up, get more of a stretch in the rib cage area. Lifting up and then exhaling down. Inhaling up. And that posture up here, lift the chest. This is one of the only times where I'll hyper-emphasize that. Now lifting up the chest. Boom, lift the chest, exhaling down. Let's reverse the direction. Watch do one more in the same direction. Inhaling up, lift the chest. Exhaling down, and then reverse it. So, 2 more. Actually, 3 more. Remember, the breath should feel like you're climbing a rope. Even with the lift in the chest, you feel it in the belly. And inhale, come up. If you are seated, I'll show you how to do the Nei Kung exercise. And if you're standing, I'll show you how to do the Nei Kung exercise. First, standing. So, hollow fist here first, exhaling down. We just did our Dragonflips tail, chest should be parallel to the ground. We do this, inhaling up, or you can drop the hands, inhale up. Exhale to the palm of the fingertips. You're going to inhale, draw the wrist back. Exhale, the hands float down. Inhaling up. Exhale, push the color to the palms of fingertips. Inhale deep. Exhale, the hands float down. This is just a warming up what's called an attention circuit. Your attention is on the tip of the fingers, and it should, anywhere the fingers point, they should soften the muscles in the back. So you want to connect the awareness of the fingers to the awareness on the back, and soften, soften, soften all the way down, heels into the ground. Again, really listen to the words here. The concept is in the words, it's in the language. Exhale, push the color to the palms of the fingertips. Inhale, draw the wrist back as if there's strings pulling the wrist back into the belly. And as you exhale, the fingers float down, but your fingertips should feel as if the attention is connected. Wherever the fingers go, the awareness of the back muscles softens. Wherever the fingers are pointing, right now my fingers are pointing right up here to this level. So that means this level of my back is softening. And now they're in my middle back, lower back, down the buttocks, down the backs of the legs, behind the knees, the calves, the ankles, to the heels, into the ground. It's an attention circuit. We do that all the time in push hands, being able to have the attention on one area and have it be connected to another area so you can move very dynamically and move your opponents dynamically. Really important. These small moments to train these things have massive repercussions. Exhale, push out. And this time we're going to sit. Now, this is the second exercise. So if you have been training with me for the last 10 weeks, you've been training for the last 10 weeks, you know that the first exercise is golden tortoise. This is called this exercise, the second exercise of the yin set of Nei Kung, Wu style of Tai Chi, is called embracing the one. This embracing the one, it's taken us a little while to get here, so I was going through all these details and I had that FaceTime call. But this embracing the one exercise, very detailed here. Middle finger as high as the shoulders, elbows down, shoulder blade, look at my shoulder blade. It's not back, meaning protruding out of my back. It disappears into the upper back. Without lifting my shoulder up, it pushes forward. Really important. It's one of the most important traits of the Wu style of Tai Chi is how emphasized that structure is in the upper back. And it helps you with whether it's straight punching or other mechanics of chopping in and creating a little more space and getting more power from the back without even necessarily having to use the chest muscles. A lot of people know that fighters may not necessarily have the largest pectoral muscles because it might get in the way of the punching power. So we're really emphasized on using this back power here, which has helped me immensely as a fighter as well. Elbows down. Now look at my tailbone. Boom, tailbone drops as well. And I'm seated in my half horse stance. And a lot of times you'll see people doing Nei Kung with really small half horse stances, meaning it looks like they're almost standing up here. So that's fine. If that is if that's as much as you can do it. That's great. I recommend if you're able, boom, stay seated, out. So you want to be seated enough to give the legs some work. It should not feel comfortable. And what I mean by that, it shouldn't hurt you in terms of hurt your bones or your joints. If you feel pains in the bones or the joints, you want to make some adjustments. But for the muscles, for the most part, it should feel like work, and work that you can maintain for a period of time. And if you find yourself, even as I'm talking, sliding up, you re-emphasize, reinforce the seated posture. So I'm dropping here, boom. If you are seated, and we'll go back to the standing in a second because there's a bunch of details here. All the breathing will be into your belly, the lower dantian. So just stay focused there. If you're seated, same concept. Boom. Shoulder blades disappear. Sit bones, remember, rather than folded back into my chair, push the sit bones down. Look at how my back becomes straight. Boom. Look at that. Elbows down, middle finger as high as the shoulders. Mouth closed and tongue on the ceiling of the mouth. Imaginary string lifting from the top of the head. All the breathing into the lower dantian. Stay seated or stay standing. The color that you're going to, the color visualization that we're going to emphasize here is going to be everything once you get the posture. So you get the posture, you're always checking in with yourself on unnecessary tension. You always scan the body every few minutes, every few breaths, you scan the body, you make sure that you're standing, that you're, if you're standing, that you're seated in a way that's working your legs. You make sure that the weight is mostly distributed on your heels, that the tailbone is down, mouth is closed, tongue is on the ceiling of the mouth, that imaginary string is lifting from the top of the head. One of the ways you'll note that is by creating a little more distance from your ear. When you lift from the top of the head, you'll feel distance increase from your ear to your shoulder area. So you'll feel that pull up. And you check in with the body, you check in with the organs. You make sure if you feel any tension in any particular area, you soften it out. Jaw is relaxed. All of that, seated or standing, you're scanning. Once you do those scans, every few minutes, you bring yourself back to the breath. Inhale into the belly, exhale out through the limbs. But when you inhale into the belly, you're going to inhale. This is a subtle detail. And this is an advanced detail. If you're a beginner, stay here, focus on your breathing, do your best to see the color in your belly, exhale, push it out to the hands. Inhale, see light, there's a color in your belly, exhale, push the palms and fingertips. The color can be whatever intuitively comes to you. This chakra is known as the Orange Chakra, the second dantian, lower dantian, the second chakra. Some people focus on a purpley color as well, like a purple sparkly experience. I've heard that as well, and I used to do something similar at one point. So notice that my legs, I've started to stand up more, so I have to sit down and check back in. But now we're going to go into the more advanced breathing. And the more advanced breathing is simply, and it's not the most advanced because there are higher levels than this as well. And some higher levels that I have not yet touched, of course, because I am still working on this. But this particular version I find very, very challenging and presents something that's very important, which is inhaling into the soft part of the body. Meaning, soft part meaning hands, the essentially all the inside area, all of this soft area. You can even use the legs. Inhale coming up into the lower dantian. So when you inhale, draw the color in like a vacuum on the soft parts of the body. And when you exhale it out, you push it at first, at the very least, down the arms and through the palms and fingertips, or should I say, through the tops of the hands and the fingernails to the fingertips. So all the hard part here, down the tops of the arms. So you suck in this way, you exhale out that way. Suck in this way, exhale out that way. And you're doing it with the visualization. If you'd like, you can add the outside of the legs, the hard part of the legs as well, downward, toward into the ground. But I will say this, take your time when expanding your awareness. These exercises help you do something that very much predates Tai Chi. And that is the concept of expanding your awareness. And expanding your awareness, the way I've read it from many versus experienced it are two different things. I think oftentimes the concept of expanded awareness comes with a lack of self, meaning that you expand so much that you don't matter, or that you release the ego and you connect it to everything and everything is one. Yes, and that's great. And there's also willpower. What happens with the expanded awareness and willpower, meaning the one, your willpower. Very, very important concept to contemplate and to take action on. Meaning that when you do these exercises and let's say you just focus on the hands first, you're inhaling through the soft part of the hands into the belly, exhaling out through the hard part of the hands. Now, again, this is the more advanced breath work. Through the palm, through the tops of the hand and through the fingernails. When I say tops, I don't mean up, I mean out, straight. When you do that, expanding your awareness to feel the color coming in through both sets of arms and out through both sets at the same time, in and of itself is an accomplishment. So it's important to get really good, feel really good about your accomplishment, and to deepen your experience in it before you start adding things like the legs. And of course, before you even do the more advanced version, just being able to simply inhale like a vacuum through the arm itself into the belly without differentiating the soft part and the hard part is going to be really important. So some people might only be able to focus on breathing, period. Other people might only be able to focus on breathing and visualizing the color in the belly and out to the nose. Fine, that's great. Each depends on where you're at in your ability. Visualization is just like weightlifting. And when I say just like, I mean it's very similar. Meaning that the more you do it, the stronger your visualization muscles will get. And the top athletes and the top CEOs have visualization in common as one of the key traits of their ability to achieve and maintain success, a state of success. You have to visualize your day. You have to visualize how your game's going to go. You have to visualize how you're going to affect the marketplace. So you are training that visualization right now. in your breath work here. You're training the same visualization, the same mechanic. So you want to feel good. And if you don't feel like you can do the arms and the legs at the same time, that means you're pushing, you're lifting too much weight. It's too much for you, and that's okay. Because if you don't honor where you're at, then you won't be able to go past it. So do whatever it works for you here, standing or sitting. But make sure you focus on the breath, even if it's just inhaling in, exhaling out. There's no visualization. The second I turn off visualization and I just focus on my breathing, I feel completely disconnected because I'm so used to connecting my breath work through visualization. So it does not feel good to me. But as a beginner, it might be, there was a time when I was a beginner that was challenging for me. Very, very challenging. As a matter of fact, what made breathing easier for me was the connection of visualization, because I'm a very visual person. So, and if you are more of an auditory learner, then allow yourself to feel the vibrations, the sounds. If you need sound to learn, soften the breath, because you don't want to hear loud breathing during this. But allow yourself to feel the vibrations that each breath makes. And when you push the color through, allow yourself to feel vibrations going through the hands. Whether you're audio, visual, if you need tactile experience, whatever it is, you're going to be able to find it and generate it. Whatever you need is inside of you, and you can generate that sensation. And generating these sensations, remember we were talking about the attention circuit earlier, being able to connect one point of your body to another point that doesn't seem physically connected. It's very, very important stuff. All of those things are essentially internal frameworks that you have to continue to construct and to build upon. And there's always another deeper level and a higher level. So you might notice that your arms are getting tired. Mine are not tired yet, but this one's a little more tired than that one for whatever reason. Probably because I'm talking with this hand, right hand. So inhale deep, exhale down. We'll come right back to this exercise, do a little bit more, but do your uplifting heaven to give yourself some rest. The 4-stage version. Really stretch up. And exhaling out. Inhaling up. Exhaling out. Big breath. Exhaling out. So I want to talk about the Marshall application of this exercise. So this exercise, again, embracing the one, and hopefully my son will be here in a second. I wish he is. So embracing the one is essentially your basic, in Tai Chi Push Hands. Jet, I'm going to need your help for a second. Yeah. Can you just come over here for a second? So in Tai Chi Push Hands, the first way I learned to play was like this. I have my hands here. So put your hands on my elbow and you aim for the elbows, both hands. Great. So whether you're inside or outside, so we're standing, he's got an outside control. We're kind of 50-50. Well, he's got an outside control and I'm an inside control. And it's only because of the size that makes it 50. I can easily get outside of him right now. But he's got my elbows here. And essentially you want to keep playing for this. And of course, if you're a wrestler, you've seen this as well. You've seen this game of just positioning on top of your opponent's arms, getting inside and outside and moving your hands around. But again, this position in Tai Chi, thank you, Jen. This position is really meant for you to play here and play at mid to long range, meaning that you want to control the distance, you want to counter wrestle, stop the guy from redirecting if he's shooting at you, etc. And you have all these Tai Chi exercises from the 12-in set that we've done, and you can watch right now on the YouTube channels. So, so you want to be able to go from this position and look. If I'm fighting, you still have one hand, lead leg, lead hand favorite. Other side, my southpaw, lead hand, and back. And of course, obviously, I'm leaving my face open. Of course, I'm talking specifically right now about the engagement of being able to control someone's arms at this mid-range, at this mid-level, meaning not high up and not low, but essentially the middle, and really get control of the elbows. The reason you want control of the elbows, and while I talk, I'll get the stance back. If you're seated, do the stance again. The reason you want to control the elbows is because you can control the entire arm to the elbows. Doesn't matter how big somebody is, etc. You can still manipulate their arm most readily from the elbow. Most people are not used to having their elbows manipulated to control their body weight. And that is something that Wu style Tai Chi taught me, not more than any other style of anything. Wu style Tai Chi Push Hands has really shown me the advantages of pinning someone's arm and then lifting, dropping, pinning the arm to the body, pushing it into someone's own body, etc. And of course, the more standard manipulation of rolling the arms and shoulders, which you might find, which you will find jiu-jitsu and aikido and all, etc. Judo, etc. So this posture helps you set up guard. This posture, you keep at your shoulder height. This posture, when you step into a fighting stance, comes down, can stay up, can come down, and you aim for the elbows. Always aiming for the elbows here. That's the most important thing to have the redirection control. That does not mean that you can't chop and hit and boom, all this other stuff. You can do all that. But most important thing that I learned foundationally is how to protect yourself and not necessarily hit, but how to stop somebody else from hitting you and to move them where you want them to go. That I find, and I still find, that that's more, that is of immense value before striking, because that's the kind of stuff that can prevent you and prevent other people from striking, or even needing to strike and having a conversation or etc. interaction escalate to that level. So, hashtag Jan's thoughts on real world violence. Again, let's bring it back to the breathing. Whether you're seated or you're standing. If you're standing, of course, emphasizing your seated stance. Check in with yourself again. Check in, make sure you're seated here with the tailbone is dropped, the shoulder blades disappearing to the upper back, but the elbows are being gently pulled downward by gravity, and that there's a straight line from the middle finger to the elbow. So the middle finger is as high as the shoulder, and they're quote unquote straight line. There's always quotations around straight and curved in Tai Chi. It's never truly straight, never truly fully rounded. So, and you hold this posture. Another important note with the elbows down, that helps you drop the weight. The only part that's energized is the fingertips and wrists. The wrists lift up, exhaling through the fingertips, and then the fingers stay energized. Energized is a yang style reverse breathing concept. That's how I first heard about it, where you inhale through the fingers and they take shape. So the breath pulls into the fingers and they take shape. So Wu style already has the shape, but there is an extra emphasis on lifting the wrists first and then exhaling, pushing the collar of the palm of the fingertips. So those wrists stay an important component of the structure here, while the elbows hang naturally. And then when the opponent touches you, the arm, your elbow stays relaxed, so you're still connected to the wrist concept, and the fingers can energize and de-energize as they need. So the wrist controlled by the elbow, etc. Someone comes in, you're dropping your elbow weight, and oftentimes you drop weight because you know that they're going to either suck into your hole or they're going to pull back and you're going to follow that reaction. So we'll stay here for a few seconds in silence. Let's do 6 breaths. And let's do, if you can, do whatever breathing you can. But if you can go for the advanced, inhale to the soft part, exhale to the hard part, and down the legs, that's great. 6 breaths. Inhale deep. And exhale. 2 breaths up. Pull together. One more. And bring your feet 2 fists apart. And you've done this every week with me. I'll do 1 standing and 1 sitting. Inhaling out. Breath lifts the wrists. Again, the wrists. And then the fingers energize. Chest to the ceiling. Hips up, weight forward. Hips on the toes. Hips forward, weight on the toes. Exhale, butt back, fingers forward. Soften the legs, the knees, inhaling up, and do it again. And you're doing it seated. Sitting down, inhaling up. Fingers, breath lifts the wrists, fingers to the back wall. Chest to the ceiling. Again, another moment where you emphasize the chest. Of course, you do it standing as well. And push the belly forward. Chest up, inhale with the belly, exhale. And do your best to lay your chest on your knees. Inhale, breath lifts the wrists. Wrists lift the body. Chest up, fingers back, chest up. Hips up, belly forward, and exhale. Dropping the chest on the legs as much as you can. Inhale up. And we'll do leg stretches standing and seated as well. If you're standing, notice how my legs bend. 1 foot comes forward. My toe is pointed up. And so only my heel touches. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Grab the toe, inhale deep. Exhaling down. Inhaling out, switch sides. Exhaling down. Hold the toe. Inhale deep. Exhale, pull in. Inhaling out. If you are seated, if you're standing, do that one again, but if you're seated, you're going to stay seated, put 1 foot forward with the toe pointed up. You're going to inhale up. Exhale down. Grab the toe. Hold. Inhale deep. Exhale, pull yourself in. Switch, inhale down. Check the line. And exhale down. Grab the toe. Inhale deep. Exhale down. Inhale, switch. Exhale down. And finally, inhale. Draw the color in through all the soft part, white light, into the belly, whether you're standing or sitting. Exhale down. If you're sitting, just bring your chest to the knees. Inhaling out on your toes, turn to your right side. Same thing if you're sitting. Turn to your right side, wash down. Inhaling up, turn to the left side. Inhaling up, and whether you're sitting or standing, push, bring the arms behind you as much as you can. Push the chest forward, belly forward, and exhale, wash down the leg. Almost like you're pulling a pant down. Pull color, breath work down. And from here, slap it up. Slap up the body, up front, soft part, turn down the hard part. Up the soft part, turn down the hard part. Switch sides. Up the soft part, turn down the hard part. Soft part, turn down the hard part. Over the shoulders. And slap it with the backs. Hands. Inhaling out. This is called ocean of blood returns to the source. Inhale, just the fingertips lift. And exhale, the hands float down. Nice. And we'll do a little bit of a self-massage right now. We're going to massage around the chest. Really important. Do it. Massage the chest from inside to out. Inside to out. Very strong. Inhale to the belly. Exhale, push the color into your chest like it's massaging. And then tap around the pectoral muscles, inside to out, on the perimeter of your muscles. Feel all those little pressure points, getting excited. And then you massage into the chest directly, squeezing all the little pressure points, super healthy for you, into your chest. And then take one hand. Okay, my son will do this with me. And from your floating rib up, from the bottom of your rib cage, up, you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want the pressure to go through your whole chest and make it stronger. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side, floating rib up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each one gets higher, goes through the chest, makes the lungs stronger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good stuff. And now rub the hands together. 4 fingers on your center of your chest, the sternum, and tap on the hard part. 4 fingers up and down the center. For the immune system, make a U shape. Put it on your collarbone, either side, tapping. Either side. And then take a hook, put it right under the lips, take your thumb, put it under your chin, and squeeze. Squeeze for the hormones. You squeeze, you let the fingers touch. Squeeze it off. And then you switch sides again. Squeeze, and feel the pressure point right here. Very strong pressure. And then you take the earlobes and you make little circles, strong circles, massaging good health. Index and middle finger, you're going to go up the ears, strong pressure over, down the back, under. Strong pressure up, over, down the back, under. Strong pressure up, over, down the back, under. And then you're going to go up on your face, and then to the side and relax. Up on the face, to the side, relax. Release. Up on the face, to the side, release. Up on the face, to the side, release. And then fingers through your scalp. The nails going front to back. Very strong pressure. It should feel really good. And then back to front. Front to back, very strong pressure. And back to front. Very important. And make sure you never pull down on your face. You're only going back to the front with the fingers. All face, you only want to go up and to the side ever. You never want to pull down on the face. So, and now we're going to just massage the scalp with the fingers. Yep. Just nice massage on the scalp. Should feel really good. And then we're going to gently slap on the scalp, like a massage. We're giving ourselves a nice pat. And then we're going to do these hollow fists, very gentle hollow fists, and gentle banging from the front to the back, and then the back to the front. And then we're going to grab our scalp and we're going to knead it like we're kneading dough. And we're going to make big circles. 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to release and make another patch. 1, 2, 3. Release and then another patch. 1, 2, 3. Release another patch. 2, 3. And then reverse it. 1, 2. Release. 1, 2, 3. Release. 2, release. And then 4 fingers at the top of the forehead. And massage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then reverse it. Big circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put 2 fingers, index and middle finger, on your temples and massage. Strong pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And reverse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For your heart, right here. Massage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And switch. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And then take a finger and put it under the teeth on the gums And another one above the teeth, just above the gums, below the gums and above the gums. And then you put pressure on it and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You feel the massage and then switch. Pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good stuff. You're going to do the same on the sides with 4 fingers. They're going to go above the gums into the groove. The fingers fall into a groove right here. And you do the same thing right here. And you push it right above the gums, above the teeth, and massage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 4 fingers. And then you do the same thing below. Below all these teeth and massage. Press the fingers into your face strong. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then take your tongue and and then reverse the circle. And then flick the fingers out. 1, 2, 3. Flick the thumbs out. And close the eyes. Inhale, white light into the belly. Spread to the whole body. Inhale, white light up the front of the body, toes to head. Exhale, roll down the back, head to heels. Inhale, white light up the left side of the body. Exhale, roll down the right side. Inhale, white light to the belly. Push it down the legs, the palms, down the legs into the ground. Sit up straight. Let the color go into the ground, come back up and around, making a big bubble around you. Like a fountain in reverse going in all directions. One more big breath into the belly, white light. And exhale, push it to the top of the head, like a fountain. Let's surround the body, making a big bubble of light all around you. Again, expanding the light all around you throughout your surroundings. Feel the light inside of you, the same light outside of you. Have gratitude for the body, the good people in your life, the space that you're in right now. Thank you so much, as usual, everybody. This has been Justice for Hire's Tai Chi to the People. Every week we do donations, not to us, but to the noble cause of the week. And you can check out at Every Town on Instagram, and they are focused on training people with gun safety across the nation. Education and gun safety, really important stuff. So if you like this session, donate to At Every Town. If you like Justice for Hire and like what we're doing, we have an equity crowdfunding campaign running right now on a platform called WeFunder. And if you go to wefunder.com/realworld, you'll be able to invest directly in the company, our company, my company, startup company, a startup technology studio, film technology studio that is producing movies and shows with the world, meaning that anybody can join the cast, and we believe that's the future of all, the entire film and TV industry. So if you like what we're doing, you can go over there and you can invest in us and grow with us, because what we're doing is it will grow over the years, and it's growing every year. We're doing it for several years now. So it's wefunder.com/realworld. If you want to join Justice for Hire, that's justiceforhire.app. Become part of the show, the cinematic universe. And you'll see this video on my Tai Chi YouTube channel, which is Coach Jan's Tai Chi, and the Justice for Hire YouTube channel, which is, of course, Justice for Hire. So, love you guys. Always feel free to ask questions. I'm Coach Jan Lucanis, and I love you guys. So I'm going to press stop now, and I'll see you next week for our 1-year anniversary.